You know that feeling. It's not like a big life or death panic.
Hmm.
It's this very specific, very modern kind of anxiety.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're in line for coffee in a new city, or you're about to hop on a Zoom call with the international team. You have the sentence all ready to go in your head, perfect grammar.
You've rehearsed it. You know the vocabulary for oat milk or quarterly projections.
Exactly. But then you open your mouth and just nothing comes out. It's like a total system failure.
The classic freeze. The brain is on, the lights are on, but the mouth just decided to take a vacation.
It's so frustrating, especially for anyone who has spent years, sometimes decades, in classrooms, memorizing lists. So today we're asking the big question, why do we freeze? And maybe more importantly, how do we thaw out?
And the answer, I think, is going to surprise people because the research we're diving into today, it suggests that studying more might actually be the wrong move.
Right. If you're freezing, another textbook is not the answer.
Definitely not.
We are going deep today into a huge pile of material, specifically from Mr. English Channel and English Unleashed.
Two real heavy hitters in this space.
And what they're saying, the big consensus, is that we need to stop treating English like a school subject. It's not biology. It's a lifestyle.
Right. The whole mission of this deep dive is to sort of debunk that classroom myth. Fluency doesn't happen in a quiet, sterile room. It happens out in the wild.
And we have some really specific, almost weird techniques to talk about. We're going to get into something called shadowing.
Sounds very cool.
And the controversial advice to just talk to yourself out loud.
And we have to tackle the #1 enemy of fluency, what the sources call the translation trap.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to figure out how to get fluent without spending a single dollar just by changing our habits. So let's start with the physical side. I always thought language was purely mental.
Yeah, and that's the first big myth to bust. The Mr. English Channel material makes this great point. Speaking is a physical act. It's literally, and I love this phrase, gymnastics for your mouth.
Gymnastics for your mouth. Okay, break that
Well,
up.
think about it. Your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, they're all muscles. If you've spent your whole life speaking one language, those muscles have a very specific muscle memory.
A certain choreography.
A choreography, exactly. And English has a completely different dance, a different rhythm, a different music, what linguists call prosody, the ups and the downs.
So it's not that I don't know the word. It's that my mouth physically doesn't know how to make the shape for that word.
Precisely. It's like trying to play a violin when your fingers have only ever typed on a keyboard. Which leads us to the first major habit we need to build, shadowing.
Okay, I've heard this term, but I think a lot of people just think it means repeating. Like in school, the teacher says a sentence, the class says it back. That's not it, is it?
No, that's just drilling. That's passive. Shadowing is, it's aggressive, it's active. The method is to repeat immediately after the person speaking.
So you don't wait for them to finish the sentence.
You don't wait. You are their echo, their shadow. You're maybe a split second behind them.
Wow. That sounds really hard. I'd just be talking over the person I'm listening to.
You're talking with them. Think of it like singing along to a song you love in the car.
Huh.
You don't wait for Taylor Swift to finish the line before you join in, right? You match her speed, her emotion, her rhythm, all in real time.
That makes perfect sense because when you sing, you're not thinking about grammar.
Wow.
You're just flowing.
Exactly. You are bypassing that analytical part of your brain that's trying to figure out verb tenses, and you're just connecting your ears straight to your mouth. The sources compare it to how a baby learns. Babies just mimic sounds. They babble for months.
They're just getting the music of a language down before they even know what words are.
They're training their muscles. Shadowing does the same thing for an adult learner.
Okay, but we have to be honest here. You are going to look and feel completely ridiculous doing this.
Oh, 100%. You will feel absurd. You're just mumbling along to a YouTube video on the bus.
But I guess that feeling, that silliness, is the price of admission.
It is. The sources are really clear on this. If you're too worried about looking cool, you'll never get fluent. This is what bridges the gap between understanding everything and actually being able to say something.
Okay, so that's the physical fix, the mouth gymnastics. But what about the other big excuse? The one we see everywhere. I have no one to practice with.
Ah, yes. The #1 reason people give for not speaking. And our sources just, well, they completely dismantle it. They say you have the perfect practice partner with you 24/7.
Yourself.
Yourself. Which brings us to habit #2, narrating your life.
This is where it gets kind of funny. The examples from Mr. English Channel are basically to turn your life into the most boring documentary ever made.
It sounds so mundane, but it's incredibly powerful. The idea is just break the silence. If you're making coffee, don't do it quietly.
Say it out loud.
Say it out loud. I am walking to the kitchen. I am grabbing a mug. It is my favorite blue mug. I am now pouring the water.
I'm looking for the milk. Where did the milk go? Oh, right. I finished the milk yesterday.
It feels childish, I know, but here's why it's genius. It forces your brain into production mode in real time.
Oh, okay.
Usually we only find out we don't know a word when we're in a stressful conversation.
Right, with your boss.
Right.
And you can't think of the word for stapler and you just freeze.
Exactly. But if you're alone in your kitchen and you realize you don't know the word spatula, there's no pressure. You just look it up. The refrigerator is not judging your vocabulary.
That's a great point. It's a no-stakes environment to find the gaps in your knowledge.
Yes. And you start simple, just naming objects, but then it evolves.
To what?
You start
Oh.
narrating feelings. I am pouring coffee and I'm feeling really tired today because my neighbor's dog was barking all night. Now you're building complex sentences.
I could just see myself wandering around my apartment, muttering like a detective in a noir film. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
The rain was beating against the window pane. I needed caffeine. Badly.
Hey, if that gets you talking, do it. The goal is just to keep your brain in English mode as much as possible.
Speaking of English mode, this is a perfect segue into what the sources call the biggest obstacle of all. The mental shift. Getting out of the translation trap.
This is the silent killer of fluency. It's that habit of thinking in your native language first and then trying to convert it to English in your head.
But wait, isn't that how you learn? You just connect the word in your language to the English word.
It's how you start, maybe, but it's way too slow for a real conversation. Think about it. You hear something, you translate it to understand. You think of a reply in your language and you translate that back into English, and then you speak.
The conversation has already moved on by then. You're 3 steps behind.
Exactly. It's like trying to play a video game with a really bad internet connection. There's just too much lag.
So how do you break that habit? It feels so automatic.
The English Unleashed source has a great visualization trick. They call it the image technique. You have to cut out the middleman, which is your native language. When you see an apple, you need to create a new direct pathway in your brain from the image of the red, round fruit straight to the English word apple.
So don't think manzana and then apple. Just see the thing, think apple.
Precisely. And you can force this. One of the best tips was the sticky note method.
Right, you label everything in your house.
Everything. Put a note on your door that says door, on your mirror that says mirror. Every time you see the object, you see the English word. You're physically forcing your brain to bypass the translation step.
And then there's the more extreme digital version of this, changing your phone's language setting to English.
That is a bold move, but it's brilliant. Think of all the words you learn just trying to survive your digital life.
Settings, upload, download, storage.
You're not studying them. You're using them to solve a problem. You learn real quick what delete means when your photos are on the line.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It stops being an academic exercise and starts being a tool for living. Okay, this is all great, but it feels very mechanical. What about the emotional side? Because, let's be real, learning a language is embarrassing. You feel stupid a lot of the time.
That fear of looking stupid is the biggest wall. But the Mr. English Channel sources have this wonderful, almost philosophical approach to it. They say you should reframe your mistakes.
How so?
Don't see them as failures. See them as storytelling material.
Oh, I loved the anecdotes about this. The story of the Meep Meep car was hilarious.
Yes. Tell that one.
Okay, so this person buys a new tiny car, right? And they're so excited, but the first time they go to use the horn, they're expecting this big, powerful H-O-N-K, and instead it just goes, "Meep, meep."
Like a cartoon.
Exactly. And instead of being mortified, they just turned it into this amazing story to tell their friends in English. They acted out the little sound and everything.
It becomes a point of connection instead of a point of shame. And there was the tractor cart one, too.
Oh, the squeaky shopping cart.
Ew.
The worst.
We've all had that cart where one wheel is just shot and it's making this horrible clack, clack, clack sound all through the store.
And everyone is staring at you.
The lesson is, don't just suffer. Turn it into a story. Tell someone, today, I was driving a tractor in the supermarket.
And the science behind this is that emotion is like glue for memory. You will never forget the English word for squeaky after that experience.
Or the mistaken hug story.
Oh my God, yes. The guy who sees a woman he thinks is his Aunt Mary from behind.
Same coat, same hair.
He runs up and gives her this huge hug. And she turns around and it's a complete stranger.
The absolute horror, I would just melt into the floor. But again, if you can turn that horror into a funny story in English, you're winning. A stressed brain can't learn. A laughing brain is wide open.
So having a sense of humor is actually a learning strategy.
It's one of the best. Which leads us to our consumption habits, how we use media. The golden rule from the sources is simple. Enjoyment is key.
If it's boring, you will quit.
100%. Don't force yourself to read some dry academic article if you hate it. Your brain just tunes out.
One of the suggestions I loved was to read children's books, like The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
It's perfect. Simple language, lots of repetition, and crucially, pictures. You see the caterpillar eating an apple, so you don't need to translate. The image provides the meaning.
And music, of course. Listen to a song, look up the lyrics, sing along.
Singing is just another form of shadowing, really. It gets the rhythm right. And for movies, there's a clear progression they suggest.
Right. Step 1, watch with subtitles in your own language.
Just to get the story. Then, the big step, switch to English subtitles. Now you're reading and cueing the language at the same time.
And then eventually, no subtitles at all.
It's a ladder. And don't forget video games. Switch the game language to English. You want to complete the quest, you got to read the instructions.
Okay, so we've got all these great habits, shadowing, narrating, enjoying media. But the glue that holds it all together is consistency. Doing it once a month is useless.
Which brings us to the chain method. It's often linked to the comedian Jerry Seinfeld.
How does it work?
You get a big physical calendar, the kind you hang on a wall. Every single day that you do even a little bit of English practice, you put a big red X on that day.
And after a few days, you have a chain of X's.
And your only job is, don't break the chain. Psychologically, it's incredibly motivating. You don't want to see that gap.
And the key, which the sources repeat over and over, is that it doesn't have to be hours.
No. The mantra is 5 minutes every day is better than 3 hours once a week.
A 3-hour session is cramming. You forget most of it. 5 minutes a day is a habit. It keeps the engine warm.
There was even a specific morning routine in the English Unleashed material. It starts with a glass of water.
Before coffee.
Before anything. Hydrate your brain first, then immediately do 5 minutes of English. Learn one word, listen to one song, something. Do it before the day attacks you.
And I like the sandwiching idea too, using dead time.
Right. You're on the bus, you're waiting in line. That's not dead time anymore. That's podcast time. That's narrating the weird things the person in front of you is buying.
That is a lot of bananas.
You're reclassing those lost minutes. It all adds up.
So it really feels like fluency isn't some final destination. It's not a certificate you get. It's just a different way of operating.
That is the absolute core of it. So let's recap the habit. 1, shadowing. Engage your mouth muscles. 2, narrate your life. Talk to yourself.
3, think in images. Cut out the translation. And 4, consistency. Don't break the chain.
But I think the deepest insight, the one from English Unleashed, was about identity.
Yes. This is where it gets really powerful.
You have to stop seeing yourself as a student of English. You need to shift your identity. You are an English speaker right now, today, even if your English is imperfect.
That's a huge mental shift. You're not practicing for some future event. The event is now.
Yeah.
You're already on stage.
And with that, you have to stop the comparison game. Don't look at native speakers and feel bad. The rule is, do not compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
That's so much healthier. If you know one more word today than you did yesterday, that's a win.
That is success. It's all about that tiny daily progress.
So our challenge to you listening is this. When this deep dive ends, don't just go back to silence. Narrate your next action out loud.
Even if it's just, I am turning this off now, I am going to get a snack.
Start the chain. Put that first big X on your calendar today.
Thanks for diving in with us. Keep talking, keep shadowing, and remember, fluency is a lifestyle.
We'll see you in the next deep dive.